What if a full-size luxury SUV didn't just transport you, but completely change the way you experience motion itself? Not just comfort, not just power, but something that feels closer to command than driving. Meet the 2026 Lexus LX700h. But before we go further, here's something most people won't even consider yet. In a world obsessed with speed, aggression, and flashy performance numbers, what happens when a machine decides to do the opposite, and become effortless instead? Now keep that thought, because it changes everything. The first visual hit of the LX700h doesn't whisper. It doesn't gently introduce itself. It arrives. Massive proportions, a commanding stance, and a front grille that feels less like design and more like identity. The LED signature lights slice through the frame like precision-cut glass. But here's the strange contradiction: the more you look at it, the more it feels like it belongs in two worlds at once. One foot in ultra-luxury city streets, and the other buried deep in untamed terrain. And that raises a question you can't ignore: why would Lexus design something that looks this refined, yet so ready for chaos? Hold that question, because under the surface, this isn't the LX you think you know. The 2026 LX700h brings hybrid evolution into a space that traditionally never welcomed compromise. A twin-turbo hybrid system designed not just for efficiency, but for instant torque delivery that feels almost unnatural for a vehicle this size. Imagine pressing the accelerator and instead of hearing a roar, you feel a silent surge pushing thousands of pounds forward like they've suddenly forgotten their own weight. But here's where it gets interesting: does silence make power feel less real? Or does it make it more dangerous? We're not done yet. Step inside, and the world outside disappears like it was never there. This cabin isn't designed, it's composed. Layers of premium materials, carefully sculpted surfaces, ambient lighting that reacts like it understands mood rather than just following settings. Dual digital displays anchor the cockpit, but nothing feels overwhelming. Everything feels controlled, intentional, almost private. And then you start noticing the details. The seats don't just adjust, they anticipate. Climate control doesn't just react, it balances. Even long-distance comfort feels engineered like a first-class lounge that decided to become mobile. But here's a question that keeps creeping in: when luxury becomes this advanced, does it still feel like driving, or something closer to being transported? And just when you think this SUV is all comfort and silence, it reminds you what its badge still represents. Multi-terrain systems, adaptive suspension, crawl control, features that don't belong in something this refined, yet somehow exist without breaking the experience. This is where the LX700h reveals its contradiction again. It doesn't choose between luxury and capability. It refuses the choice entirely. But can a vehicle really master both worlds without sacrificing something essential? Now let's talk about what most buyers secretly care about but rarely admit out loud. Yes, it is expensive. Yes, it is massive in city environments. And no, it is not trying to feel sporty or aggressive like its rivals. It's not chasing lap times or internet hype. But what it delivers instead is something far rarer: consistency. A sense that no matter the road, weather, or distance, the experience will remain controlled, calm, and relentlessly comfortable. And that brings us to the real final question. In a market full of SUVs trying to impress you with extremes, is the real luxury actually the absence of stress? The 2026 Lexus LX700h doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't need to. It simply exists at a level where everything feels resolved. Power is quiet, comfort is absolute, capability is always ready, even when you don't think you'll need it. So here's the truth: this isn't just a full-size luxury SUV. It's a statement about what happens when engineering stops trying to impress you, and starts trying to protect your experience instead. And maybe the real question isn't whether you can afford it. It's whether you're ready for a vehicle that makes every other drive feel slightly less complete. Because once you experience the LX700h, everything else starts to feel like compromise.